What's up, guys? So that took forever to do. I don't know. I'm not sure what was going on, but I wanted to break stuff so I know it wasn't going right. Let me go ahead and add my special guest. Well, my co-host. Hold on. Let
Hello,
me
everybody.
let me let me make sure I get the names on there. You're Nightwing 207. You're supposed to advertise yourself, but because Lady Prime called
Because
you,
Lady Prime.
she called you Mr. Nightwing in the wrestling figure video, right? Is that what that
Yep,
is about?
yep. That's exactly what that's for.
Yeah,
'Cause
22. I heard that you'll when you have some issues, what'd you say? You cuss at it? Hold on, let me
what that is.
let me highlight this one. This one's a good one. Lady Prime enjoyed your wrestling hall video. That's awesome. And I know she was a little nervous to do that, but the plan was always at some point for her to get on and film a video with us, with me or with Ollie. So we finally got that done. So man, thank you, 22. Appreciate that. And then here's my idiot self. Is it
I
showing vid
respect
already?
my elders.
What's that?
I just read her message in the group. I
Oh.
respect my elders.
um,
So, Lady,
yeah. So
real
is it
quick.
showing vid already? I didn't know what was going on. I saw some people chatting already. I'm like, what's going on? My nightmare scenario was that I was standing up and the cam was showing my stomach that I wasn't sucking my gut in. So, yeah, I'm gonna show the video. I'm gonna show the video. Yeah, I pretty much had one of these issues going on right now. Uh, for whatever reason, I could not get everything synced up, and we figured I wanted to try to go on around noon, and then I just had so much to do around the house that I would have been able to get everything ready so that I could have done it around a normal time. But yeah, that didn't happen. Let's see. I respect my elders. Wow.
Yeah, you don't have to repeat that one. We got what she
Look at
said
that.
there.
Break stuff.
Yeah, that was.
Man, I tell you what. See, and this is what I was doing some of the dishes, and then Lady Prime texted me. She's like, "You should have gone live," because she had nothing to watch when she was at work. So some of the dishes are done. I was also doing laundry. In fact, I need to move clothes from the washer to the dryer. I'm behind on that. So, um, today was Ollie's first day back to school, so it's kind of like the holidays are officially done now. I don't go back to work till Wednesday night, but him going back to school, we've got to get back to our normal routine. So that was kind of sad, a little bit, little depressing. That I always get, I always feel like December 26th is a little bit depressing because already like Christmas decorations and Christmas music stops. But now he was going back to school today, and then you could see the workers in downtown, taking down the Christmas decorations. So I'm like, it's over, man. It's 2023. Yeah. Beltron. I'm sorry. Mr. Nightwing or Nightwing 207 over on YouTube, guys. Go check him out. Trev, the shipping guru. What's up, man? Trev, are you happy that the Kansas City Chiefs backed into the number one seed in the AFC? I'm gonna get some flack for that. Ollie better have a nice crease on his khakis. He was struggling to wake up this morning. But we actually ran into his teacher yesterday at Walmart, and I think that was a great thing because he was kind of excited to go back to school. Which, when we went to church on Sunday morning, he was not in a mood to get up. In fact, he fell asleep during services. But much better morning this morning. Yeah, no home field for the AFC Championships. Well, is it only no home field advantage if they play the Bills, right? I guess there's a chance they could meet somebody else besides the Bills. But yeah, I was a little sad, little disappointed that the Lions were eliminated for the playoffs. The Rams had them in a position. The Rams were up, and the Seahawks came back got it to overtime and then kicked the game-winning field goal in overtime to eliminate the Lions from playoff contention. But man, I liked what I saw last night, that game between the Lions and the Packers. It's not an easy thing. Of course, it was kind of easy this year to do it, but to win in Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers when, something that big is on the line. And man, I see some big things for the Lions in the future. In fact, I think their future is brighter than the Cowboys' future is. I think the Cowboys they're going to do what they do. They're going to make it to the playoffs, and they're either going to win the first round and then lose in the second round. I don't see potential growth. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they win the Super Bowl this year. Man, that would be fabulous. And I can get over this 26, 27 year gap. But the Lions, man, I think that's a legit playoff team next year. Had high hopes for the Lions this year, almost. Yeah, that loss to the Panthers a few weeks ago, it pretty much, in a sense, eliminated them. And then the Thanksgiving, man, they had the Bills. They had the Bills on the ropes, and so that's a game that I'm sure they would have, go back. They had liked to have taken that one. Give me 1 second, guys. I am going to send this link out to not the live stream link, but my cousin. He told me to let him know if I ever went live. So yeah, but yeah, really excited for the playoffs. A little upset that the Cowboys are going to play on Monday night because I work on Monday night, so I will probably miss that game. I guess I could wake up and try to catch it, but that's probably not happening. Like I said, when I wake up to go to work, it is the last possible minute. It is no different than when I went to work at 6 a.m. Like, it was the last possible time I could wake up. I would do that, and I would get to work. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. See, Lady Prime is saying this. I don't know if this is really how she feels, but this is what she hears me say all the time. Fire the Cowboys quarterback. Worthless. And I like Dak. I just don't think Dak is worth the money he's getting. I haven't seen the results to warrant that contract. Big game tonight, national championship. Yes. Very excited. Very excited for what could possibly happen for TCU. I don't know that it will happen. It's not every day that Davids beat Goliaths. TCU already kind of had their David and Goliath moment beating Michigan. I don't like him, Lady Prime, talking about Dak. But a huge opportunity for TCU. It's almost like it's like a wake-up call for college football, because we're moving into the era of the expanded playoff, and now we've seen that those schools that you don't see in the playoff every year, you don't see in the national championship contention or the talking, has a chance to actually be there. So I don't know that TCU can get it done. I hope they can. It's pretty cool to see Texas in the national championship game again, even though it's not the Longhorns. But I did say when TCU played Texas that I was going for the Longhorns. But if the Longhorns were going to lose, I hope that TCU would go undefeated the rest of the year. They didn't do that. They almost, screwed things up for themselves by losing to Kansas State in the Big 12 championship. But they were fortunate enough to, I guess, lose it in overtime, and everybody else had more than one loss. So TCU snuck into the playoff, if you want to say that, or if you want to say, they earned their spot. I'm pretty sure it's definitely a get back because the first year of the college football playoff, they were number 3 the week before the Final Four were selected, and then they got pushed all the way out. That was the year that Ohio State snuck in, and then they wound up winning the national championship. So the committee got it right, I guess. But we'll see. All right. So something I'm trying to do this year is read one comic a day. Today's the 9th, so we've already lived 8 full days. Venture to guess, Beltron. I'm sorry, Nightwing, Mr. Nightwing. Venture to guess how many.
Right, Lady.
Venture to guess how many books I've read so far.
1.
No, you're wrong. I've read 2. I've read 2. So I got some catching up to do. Let me So this was that book I picked up for 50 cents I told you about. This is part of my latest haul, and I haven't done. You've read 3 books, 22? Or were you guessing? Were you get how many books have you guys read this year? He said 3, so I almost read 3. I thought I had read 3, but it was only 2. This is the first book I've read this year. It is Green Lantern number 19. Picked this up for 50 cents. This was part of my first haul this year. I haven't put a video out yet showing it off. I was supposed to film that today, but I had a lot of chores around the house. I'll probably film that tonight, release that sometime tomorrow. Green Lantern 19. This was a good read. It's broken up into 5 or 4 chapters, each with a different artist. Art was on point. Story was okay. It is during a time period when 0 for 22. You've read 4, Trev? And 0 for 22. Hey, man, it's hard. It is hard when you're going about your daily life to fit in time to especially doing this YouTube thing now. It is hard to fill in time. But this story takes place when, man, this is 1990, cover date December 91. So the Justice Society is missing. Alan Scott being a part of the Justice Society, he's missing. But a specter or like a ghostly shape appears, and it appears to Hal, it appears to John Stewart, it appears to Guy Gardner, just telling him to basically look for Alan Scott. They go to Earth. They go to the home of his current wife. Basically, it was Alan Scott's lantern sending a message out. It was because part of his essence was trapped in the lantern every time he would recharge. And so his essence that was trapped in the lantern was going out to communicate with the Earth-based Green Lantern Corps to well, there you go. 22 read 2 the other day. I don't know that book.
Which one?
Miniature Jesus, number 1 and 2. And so the lantern just kind of explains to him, that he's missing. They need to look for him and whatnot. Guy Gardner questions why they should even look for Alan Scott, why they have a yellow impurity, but Alan Scott doesn't have a yellow impurity, and why Alan Scott has an impurity to wood. And of course, this is going to be retconned later. This is not necessarily his origin that stuck, especially during the later years, because I believe he's more magic based than anything. But they go into this, they basically warp into the lantern, and the lantern shows them a piece of history that long ago there was a Green Lantern that was watching over Earth, and he was one of the greatest Green Lanterns ever. But he began to rule over the people because he became power hungry or power mad. And he kind of began interfering with the politics of Earth at that time, which is against the Guardians' wishes or whatever. And so they head to Earth, and they give him an impurity to wood because the people he was governing, was a very primitive age. They had wood weapons. They were able to defeat him and overcome him and overthrow him. They buried his lantern, and then it would be that same lantern that years later Alan Scott would find. And so just a pretty good story. Just the last chapter I read was terrible art. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that at all because I have no drawing skills at all. But this was I don't know how it got past editorial. Maybe the artist was just quick and they're able to put out books. I don't know. It was bad. I don't know how to say it. And then the other book I read was Justice League number 90. This is from January of 1994, Judgment Day Part 4. There was I think there was 3 different Justice League titles at that point, and I have the DC Universe logo. Yeah, man. So we had a conversation about that 22 the other day. It says bad art. I'm out. I think it was on Phil Tastic's show after Brian's, and Trev, I believe you were in there, where I think polar opposites will cancel each other out. If it's a great story, but it has terrible art. Hold on one second.
Oh wait, I just noticed. I gotta look cool.
if it's a great story but it has terrible art, I think it cancels it out and it's hard to go. And if it's the opposite, if it's a poor story but it has great art, it cancels each other out. I think it's easier though if the art's great and the story's poor, because you can create your own story as you look at that art. But man, bad art is it's hard to overcome.
Yep.
Collecting with Durs, yo, my homies, what's up? Everybody saying hi. Yeah, Trevor, I remember you saying that it has to have good art for you. I don't need the art to be perfect. I just need the art to at least fit the tone of the story and at least be something that I don't cringe at. And this art in that last chapter of that Green Lantern book was definitely cringeworthy. Great art will keep me in a bad story, but bad art and a bad story. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that one. Let me go back to this. So, okay, so this was Justice League number 90, Judgment Day Part 4 of a Justice League crossover story. I believe there was a Justice League International title, a Justice League Task Force title at the time, and then Justice League America. And Bottom Tier Collector had posted something in one of his videos, and he said one of his goals, or one thing he would like to do, is try to read one book a day. And he wasn't even necessarily going to focus on storylines. He was just going to pick up a book and read it. And that's what I did. I was like, because normally I would not have read this because I wouldn't have had part 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe it's a 5-part storyline. But I said, you know what? That's a good thing. That's kind of a good thing that I could try to do. Like Bottom Tier Collector said, just read the issue. So I did that. I was a little lost, but I got to say there was, for being a 90s book, it had typical 90s art, which I think was awesome. I think it was awesome. I think it was a balls to the wall story. There wasn't much standing around talking. It was just action, action, action. I believe the villain here is Overmaster, I think. I don't know much about him, but I will check it out. Now that I read the story, I want to read the previous parts. It does have some contention between Wonder Woman leading part of the team against Captain Atom. And I'm a Captain Atom fan, although I've never really read a whole lot of Captain Atom. I just like the idea of a government-based or military-based superhero that, still kind of under government control. At work chilling right now, I agree that the art has to either be super detailed or super vivid and pop. Yeah, and you know what? It depends a lot of times on what's the tone of the story, fit the tone of the story. If it's going to be a dark story, I don't mind some dark art. Just don't interrupt the flow of the story. Just get it out. All right. And since this is going to be a short show because I have to go pick up Ollie in a few, I'm going to go ahead. I got this in the mail today, and this is not my shipping label there. Oh, I'm stupid. I just closed my cam out.
Nice. Good job.
So I'm going to open this up. This is my first mail haul of the year. About to get slapped at 4, so heading back in. Catch you dudes later. Have an amazing day. All right, Durs. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
And let me go ahead and throw this in the chat for those in the know. Here it is. Oh, man, it's not going to let me now. Oh, well, I'll mess with it later. Okay. So this is my first mail haul of the year. And I just got this in the mail today. It was supposed to come in Saturday. I was a little disappointed about it. But not horribly disappointed. So this is going to be part of the hunt for all the Death of Superman saga books. The Death of Superman saga, the Funeral for a Friend, and the Reign of the Superman. So I'm trying to get every variant or printing, whatever you want to call it. So this is going to go towards helping me get further in that list. Hold on. I misplaced my knife and I don't want to be sitting on it. So these are going to be 4 copies of the same book, just different printings.
Hmm.
Now, 2 of them I already own, but 2 of them are a little pricier, and that's why I was able to make the purchase. I think it came out to $31 or $32 with the shipping and tax and all that stuff that they get you now with. I remember when you didn't have to be charged tax back in the day. All right, so it is Justice League 69.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I know it's a great cover, right? I love this cover. I don't even mind that it doesn't have a background. It's just red. Because I can remember buying this. This is one of the first comics I ever bought. I mean, I may have owned 20 to 15 at the time. This is one of the first ones I bought. There was still some mystery about what is a guy going to look like that's going to kill Superman. So this is the newsstand. I already have a newsstand of this book, Justice League 69, and this is going to be the direct first printing. I already have one of these as well. What I did not own was the second printing, and you can tell different printings. It's got the Roman numerals over here at the top, but also it changed the logo, or the whatever you want to call it, gets different coloring. The yellow versus the white. Yeah, even the Doomsday here at the top, going from white to black. So I got the second printing, and then I was also able to pick up the fourth printing, which, because it's a DC Universe logo book, this is going to be probably the pricier of the two. Although some of the second printings I saw were kind of pricey, but these two combined made up or made it worth the purchase. Yes, thank you. Thank you, 22. The trade dress. I could not think of that. Yes, the trade dress. And same thing. So you go from the original white to the yellow in the second, and then to the blue in the fourth printing, and then your little newsstand, direct, second printing, direct, which there's not a second printing newsstand. Some of the later books, like Superman 75, will have some reprint newsstands, but that's not something they generally do. And then the fourth printing with the DC logo. They're not perfect. They're not, immaculate copies of it, not near mint. But I get to knock off 2 more books in the hunt. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Newsy. I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Oh, hold on one second. I believe this is it, 22. This one just got to the fourth printing. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I believe it only goes to the fourth printing. I need to put together a master list. I had a list and I misplaced it just over time, but I need to go remake a master list of the books I need and the books that I'm still hunting for. What I will do is probably go watch Scoon's comics video, where he has what he considers himself a complete set of the Death of Superman saga books. The Death of, he has all the printings, the logo variants. I think the only thing he does not have is some of the platinum, like Superman 75 Platinum Edition. I don't think he has those. But since he has put out those videos, he has picked up Adventures of Superman 500 of Platinum, and I'm pretty sure he has the bug that he will eventually get those Platinum editions. But yeah, let me see. Yeah. Oh, man. Getting sick. I told you, Beltron, or Mr. Nightwing. I'm sorry. I told you Saturday when I was leaving one of the small towns, because I'd gone out of town, that my throat was getting swollen. Woke up Sunday morning with it feeling terrible, and I woke up this morning feel even worse. And I can feel it being like a little scratchy right now. I feel like I'm going to lose my voice. But yeah, only 4 printings on that book. I believe the most reprinted book is going to be Superman 75. Well, maybe it only has 4 prints too. I think 4th printing is the highest on most of the. No, you know which one? I believe it's Man of Steel 18. The first appearance of Doomsday will be the most reprinted book. I think that one has. 5 up to 5 printings. Take a shot of moonshine or whiskey. Not a drinker, man. I'm not a drinker. Give that man a vitamin drip. uh, funny story. Funny story. I appeared on Super Rest 9000's live stream Saturday night. It was his 50th episode of it's Simply Super or whatever it is. Simply Super. Yeah. I appeared on his 50th episode of that. Started the night. And I left early because I was like, it's going to be the last Saturday night I have with Ollie. So logged off. Just take a shot not to get lit. I was going to play with Ollie, and I went to go take some medicine. And cut to like 30 minutes later, I'm asleep on the living room floor, or I'm falling asleep on the living room floor. I can't figure out what's going on. And then I go lay down next to my wife, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if I'm like getting really, really sick. Like I have no energy. Then I wake up the next morning and I realize I took NyQuil instead of Dayquil. So that's why I went to sleep. And I felt bad. Terrible dad falling asleep on Holly like that. But yeah, yeah. And so, and it's funny because throughout the night, Ollie was looking for the living room remote. For whatever reason, in this house, the living room remotes they get lost. A lot of times that's Ollie, because he'll run back and forth because the same remote works on his TV and our TV, and he'll lose his remotes. And he's like, Mom, where's the living room remote? Can't find the remote. I was like, that's all. I will get up. I'm going to get up and look for it. I got up as far as standing on my knees in bed. I was like, did he find it yet? She's like, no. I was like, okay, I'll go look for it in a minute. But and I didn't get up. Yeah. Well, Mr. Nightwing, what you got going on over there?
Not much. I was just looking at Man of Steel number 19. Tomorrow marks 30 years that it came out.
The official release date?
Yeah. January 10th, 1993.
19 is the one where they've got the faces across from each other?
Yes. I like that cover.
So I went to the comic book store in Corpus. It's called Most Wanted Comics. I went over there to get the third printing of that book. Now, the third printing of that book is the same thing, the DC Universe logo. I thought I saw it there. I think we went the Friday, maybe 2 Fridays before Christmas. We went to that shop. It was the first time I went there. And I was going through their key books, their high dollar books. And that book was in there.
Wow. For
whatever reason, I remember thinking in my head, it's a little bit overpriced from eBay prices. But, I'll wait. I can find it on eBay. I'm trying to get it cheapest. It was a nice copy. I don't know why. I thought it was in the $30 to $45 range. Then I got on eBay and I was like, oh man, maybe I should have picked up that book. Well, I went Tuesday, and I'm probably going to go again tomorrow. I went Tuesday to look for that specific book, found it. It had a $75 price tag on it.
Oh.
And yeah, I know. I couldn't swing it. I could not swing it.
That's at half price? Jeez.
No. It wasn't half price books. It wasn't a half price. It was an actual LCS, $75. Okay. And man, I feel like it was overpriced. If that guy can sell it for that price, hey man, it's not overpriced. He did his due diligence. That's just more than I'm willing to spend. So I'll probably hit the eBay prices for it. Put the remote on a pin and chain like at the bank. Dude, trust me, I need to do something like that because it gets annoying. The good thing is I can set up my phone to use for the TV. Yeah, it was a kick in the balls for real. Pulling that book out, I was like, yes, it's still here, and seeing the price tag, and it's just like, I can't do it. Oh man, there was a. Hold on. I'm going to try to look up this Fantastic Four book. He had this Fantastic Four book in his. I can't remember it. He had this Fantastic Four book in his key books. I own 2 copies of them. A few years ago, I bought a lot of Fantastic Four books. I bought 2 or 3 lots. It was from the same seller of Silver Surfer, and then I just saw the Fantastic Four, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'll get that too." And one of the books in there, it came with 2 different copies of the same book. That guy had that book in his drawers, his key book drawers, for $30. I've never seen it priced. I've never seen it priced. I'm trying to see if I can find the cover. Let me see. No. 1 second, guys. I apologize. I didn't know I was going to pull this up. I would have had it prepped already. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Load this up. All right. I cannot, but let me go. All right. Let me see. Yeah, man, those DC logo books, some of them are definitely some big time books, especially the Funeral for a Friend ones. Adventures of Superman 4.99. It's a third print. There was no second printing. They messed up. It's a third print. Good luck finding it. I have not seen it on eBay in about a year's time. And Man of Steel 20. It's been a while. There was one on eBay. I think they wanted around $70 to $100. It had a big old like coffee stain on the cover. I should have bought it because I can't find it at all now. All right, is it sharing the screen, Beltron or Mr. Nightwing?
It was sharing screen. Okay, there it goes. Yep.
Okay, so that issue, that one right here with the 4 on it, issue 358. I have 2 copies of that book. For whatever reason, he had that price at $30, and every other time I've seen it, like a $5 book or whatever. It's it's a thicker book, but I don't know why. I don't know what's significant of that book. So I got to go dig through my boxes, pull that out, do some research on it. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, so it is a first appearance. Now, is there some spec on it as far as MCU? Because I'm telling you, a few years ago, I was looking to sell some books off, and this was some book I put off to the side, thinking maybe there's something special about it. But at the time, it had no value on eBay. Okay, a scroll that is spec to be in Secret Invasion. Okay, all right. Well, I have 2 copies of that, so that's one of those fortunate man. Yeah, like I said, it was just something. It was just a random books that he included in that lot, and there was 2 of them. So man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I was not good with my knowledge on that one. So man, 22, I appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, with it being a die cut book, I was almost gonna do what I do to those Reign of the Superman and pull that cover off. No, I wasn't gonna do it on those. Those Reign of the Superman books are like completely overprinted. You can find those in the 50-cent and dollar bins all the time. That's why I don't mind ripping that front page off of and doing it. Oh man. Sorry guys. My voice is gone. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know what's going on, but I thought all day I was doing fine until I started talking out loud on the stream. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Let me go back over to that screen. There was another book during that time period. Oh man, I may have to pick up 360. Ollie will dig that. Thing fighting a gorilla or some kind of beast. Oh, and I need to add 361 because it's a Christmas cover. Man alive. I shouldn't have gone back to the screen. Now I'm adding books to hunt for. Okay, so the lot I picked up, this is where it starts off. It starts off with 366, this Infinity War crossover. So it included these two books. These two books right here, 368 and 369, were books I owned in my childhood. I can remember picking them up at the Circle K.
Wow.
They've long since been thrown away or recycled because I mean, I was not kind to my books. Trying to look for it. Oh, there you go. 381. That For No More. I remember having that book when I was younger, and I can remember Wizard Magazine pricing that book pretty high, thinking it was the origin for Doom 2099. That's when Doom left the current timeline to go to the future. Yeah, I find those every now and again in the back bins. I'll pick them up if they're under $5. Oh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Like I said, that a complete shock to me. I'd never seen that high price like that. Rolled through it and I said, man, that's a $30 book. I need to go figure out why it's like that. And so, yeah, appreciate that, 22. Trev, don't worry. Working but listening. I have no issues with that, man. I understand. That's how I am at work. Sometimes I'll pop in something on my phone and just have my earbuds in, listening to. Most times it's Namen, a comic book worm, late at night because they're being on the West Coast and me working overnight. It kind of works out pretty good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short, and I apologize for not being in better shape. I'm going to go take a shot of Dayquil. No more NyQuil. Oh man, it was great sleep. It was good. It's been a while since I slept that good.
Much needed. Yes.
Yeah, that's the only issue with working overnights. Like I constantly and consistently don't get enough sleep.
Yep.
And in fact, Lady Prime has got me drinking water mixed with some magnesium. She says it's supposed to help my back feel better. I don't know. I drank it yesterday. It's terrible. Ugh. Yeah, man. 22. Have a good one. Yeah, I'll be in much better shape by next week. We'll have a better show. This was kind of hastily thrown together. So I guess to close this out, Mr. Nightwing, predictions for tonight. You are taking TCU?
I am taking TCU. I know it's going to be tough, but I'm hoping we get Cinderella to win it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often in football, but I mean, this is why I have a great love for college football because it's all about the upsets. And yeah. I never liked college football growing up throughout my high school years, and it wasn't until I think it was NCAA football, either 2000 or 99. My brother bought it for the PlayStation, and I was like, "No, don't buy that." But I was trying to tell him to buy Madden, but he bought the college game. And I started playing it, and I started falling in love with these teams that I knew nothing about. So then from there, I went and did some research, and I think the first season of college football I kind of watched / paid attention to was the year that Oklahoma beat Florida State in the national championship. The final score was like 13-2. Yeah. Growing up before that, though, going to school in the small town of Skidmore, which is a town smaller than the town I live in, but we lived in between the two towns at the time. It was more Aggie fans. And I've never been one to go with the majority. I was like, no, I'm a UT guy. I'm a Longhorn guy. And so, so there would always be some debating there. But so from that moment and those groups of dumb kids arguing back and forth about who was better, I became a Longhorns fan. That year, I believe Texas lost like 65 or something to nothing against Oklahoma when they won the national championship that year. And just been a big fan of college football since then. When I was living in San Antonio, I had the perfect work schedule where I could catch every game all week long. Now, really, I can only catch it if it's on a Friday night or Saturday now. So, but I specifically asked for this vacation off to watch the national championship tonight, totally forgetting that my anniversary was January 3rd. But it worked out. And so I got to take Lady Prime out of town. And when we were out of town, We wound up taking Ollie with us. Um, Everything closed early in that town, and so we wound up eating Taco Bell for our anniversary dinner. Taco Bell in the truck before we went into Walmart, so Ollie could go look for more toys with his Christmas money. So, man alive, my snot is dripping out of my nose right now. But well, thanks for joining me, Mr. Nightwing or Nightwing 207 over on YouTube. You guys check him.
I didn't contribute as much. I hardly ever do, right?
No, you're fine, dude. I like to have a direct person to talk to. And then we didn't really get to plan this one very much. You having to run errands yourself, and then
plus I've got a game coming up on Madden 22, so got that to deal with.
Oh yeah, that's on Xbox, right? So you're streaming that on Twitch?
Yeah, streaming it on Twitch. I have a playoff game in one of the second of my 3 leagues I'm in. Not that I'm any good. I'm just saying, it's like don't. I want anybody to think I'm a good player. I'm average.
Is this a player versus player game?
It's a player versus player. It's the conference championship. I'm the Jets.
Okay.
And the other guys, the Broncos. So
this is the one you list as your XFL, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So good luck with that.
Now I was before we started doing this, I started going into my playbook and was looking to add a couple of plays and tweak my.
Don't be like me. And whenever
playbook.
I took on, I think it was taking on Derek in the Super Bowl, and I added plays, and I forgot what plays I added, and so then I had 3 or 4 delay games trying to figure out. Yes, I ruined my own rhythm up. Well, my plan is to make a run to the comic book store out of town tomorrow. But if not, maybe we'll do this again. We'll have a better game plan, and maybe we'll just have some reactions of what happens tonight. I'm hoping for a good game.
I am too.
My pick is TCU. It's hard to repeat in college football.
Yeah.
The last one was 2011, 2012, Alabama. And before that, I guess they sort of count USC as a repeat national championship, 03, 04, when they won a split national championship the year LSU won the national championship. It would have been when I say 03, 04, it probably would have been the 02 season and the 03 season. No?
It's amazing. You, your cousin, and your brother, all 3 of y'all. Love listening to y'all. Talk about sports, football, stats especially.
No, I'm not good at stats. Let me go backwards. Okay, Texas won the national championship 2005 season. So it would have been the 04 season and the 03 season for USC. Yeah, I'm dumb because after 2000, the 2000 season was Oklahoma, 2001 season was Miami, 2002 season was Ohio State, the Ohio State University. So how long ago did I announce we were getting off? Like 10 minutes ago? And
yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I am hoping that TCU can win. It's like I said, it's not often that David slays Goliath. But hopefully that's what happens. All right, let's go ahead and close it out. And I will be releasing some new content soon as far as videos. I'll do that haul video. And I'm going to redo the Justice League stuff, just showing that off in that video just in case, what do you want to call it? People don't watch this video, so it'll be out there. Oh, so you enjoyed Leah's work? I'm sorry, Lady Prime's work in her video?
Who wrote that?
No, you.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. I thought she had great. I thought it was just a great video. She's funny. She likes Jericho. I'm okay with Jericho. I wish she had the Festival of Friendship. Unlike your cousin who I think unsubscribed when she said Jericho was a fan.
He sent me that text. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was talking to him about it, and he was telling me the same thing. It was so great. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, I will see you I will probably talk to you later tonight when we're not on camera, and I'm gonna go and close it out.
All right,
Have a
man.
good one.
Y'all
See
have a
y'all
good
later.
one too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
For sure. Later.